Hey, what's up guys? Mike Patrick. In this video, I want to talk about, or actually I just want to show some appreciation to first responders, okay? First responders. Now, you know, there's a lot of movies out, and as we grow up, many of us, we tend to gravitate towards like superhero movies, cartoons, comics, and things of that nature. But the real heroes, guys, are first responders, okay? Firefighters, okay? Paramedics, okay? People who just know first aid in case of an emergency. If something happens around them, just being able to quickly respond, okay? And I wanted to do this video because a while ago I did a video shouting out family members who were in the military, who are in law enforcement, okay? And not just family members, but just anybody, okay, guys? These people have a very tough job, okay? A job that requires people to be extremely responsible, okay? People lives are in these people's hands, and safety, okay? And the thing about it, with so much going on in the world, wow, I just seen a squirrel excuse me guys, I just seen a squirrel easily just fall like maybe 30 feet from a tree, okay, land on his feet. I think maybe a branch fell. I didn't even know squirrels were that adept to land on their feet from that high. Anyway, so the thing is, guys, but yeah, man, the demand for first responders is just proliferating, okay? And so it is a lot of stress on these people. So these people definitely deserve appreciation every chance that they get, okay, guys? Firefighters, like I said, paramedics, police officers, just anyone who has to do with saving life, emergency room employees, okay, whether it's a doctor, nurse. And another thing that made me want to do this video is because I was looking at some video that leaked out, of things that's going on over in China and in Asia, okay? And I was just looking at how people were just stacked up in these emergency rooms, okay, in these hospitals, and how there were nurses, and doctors just running back and forth, to and forth, okay, caring for people, saving lives possibly, and attending to people, okay? And you have to really have a true care for people in order to do those type of jobs. It gets to a point where you can't just be a first responder, especially in these days, okay? You cannot be a first responder and not truly want to help people and want to care for people, because it's just too much of a demand. It's not something that you can really fake. I think about, I have a brother, like I said, some of you guys know. For those of you who know me personally, you know. And for those of you who don't know me personally, like I said, I did a video talking about how I have a brother that's a police officer, okay? And the thing is, I remember how early on, and now he's been an officer for maybe 20 years now, okay, or darn close to it, okay? And so I remember, like, early on, let's say within the first 5-10 years of his career as a police officer, one of the first things he would do is he would try to get people to try to be a cop. So if it was somebody who wasn't like in a stable career, okay, if they just kind of had a job that wasn't a career, and they might have been bouncing back and forth between jobs and things like that, and wasn't quite sure of their direction in life, one of the first things he would do, and if it's someone that was close enough to him, he would recommend that they come, join the academy, or apply to be a police officer. And one of the things I used to always say is like, and I would think, like, you can't just being a police officer is not just a job, in my opinion. You can't be motivated by just making money. You know what I mean? You have to want to be a police officer. You know, because the job is too demanding. You could lose your. It's the same thing with the army or the military. I know people do it. You know, I know they do it. A lot of people join the military specifically off of economic, issues, or for economic reasons or motivations. You know, people need money, they need direction in life, and they don't know what to do. They just join the military. I don't see how people can do that because it's too much of a risk. If you're not really, really passionate about being a soldier, okay, then I don't know how you can just make a choice like that because you need money, or and the same thing with the police officer, you know. Now the thing about my brother, he always wanted to be a police officer. It was a dream of his ever since he was young. So it wasn't like it was just a decision driven and motivated by money for him, okay? So when he used to like really try to encourage people just become a cop, it's like I don't picture myself being a cop, okay? You just can't just become a cop. You know what I mean? Because then, you might get your first couple of paychecks, but then you realize, okay, you get a call and there's dead bodies in the house. You get a call and there's a shootout, or you get a call and there's a irate person who is gassed up off of drugs and alcohol, and they're threatening others' lives and yours. Like, it has to be something you're passionate about, if that makes sense. So yeah, guys, so this is just like I said, man, a shout out to our first responders, okay? People who put their lives on the line, okay? People who put themselves in high stress situations, constantly. And those are the real heroes. Thank you guys, firefighters, police officers, paramedics, and everything in between, nurses, doctors. You guys do a fantastic job, and you're the real heroes. All right, guys. Hopefully this was a good video. Peace. All right.